So, hey guys, I'm Jasmin Trueba, travel nurse recruiter with Atlas MedStaff, formerly a travel nurse for Atlas MedStaff. But this story is actually prior to me being a nurse when I was a nurse tech, just finishing up nursing school many moons ago. um, I was working as a tech at a local hospital in Mississippi, and they used to float me to all different units, use and abuse the tech. So I would spend sometimes a couple hours on one floor, maneuver to the next. So they were doing some renovations on this hospital. And at one point, I remember it was evening shift, and they had asked me if I could go get something from the postpartum unit, which meant that I had to walk through the old hospital to get to the newer part that postpartum was on, because you L&D nurses and postpartum always have the best units. So I was walking across this empty unit, and this was not the first time this had happened, but every time it seemed like I would cut through the old hospital, one of the bed alarms for an old hospital room used to just randomly ding. And of course, the first couple of times that would happen to me walking through the hospital, I would like get through and not, don't pass go, don't look. I would just kind of maneuver through. And then I guess I started getting a little ballsy as time went on. And I remember one time actually going in the room to shut the bed alarm off just because, I was curious. And mind you, this whole area, old ward, dark, they don't have the lights on through there, so I would even have my cell phone light on. So that had occurred. Well, another night, I always got that eerie feeling like when you walk into that unit, just maybe it was your own nerves creeping you out. But that bed alarm came on again as I went through. That time I was like, nope, I kind of had like the ibbies from it, so I was not going to stop. So I come back from whatever I was getting from postpartum and come back and over to the med-surg unit. And as I was coming through, that alarm is still going off, and I'm like, don't want to hear it. There was a chair at the nurse's station, and the back part of the chair was like facing me. And as I'm almost making my way around by that nurse's station to get through the double doors, that chair just slowly was like, and started twisting to like face me. And that's when I just screamed. I ran through the unit. The nurses, thought I was just this like lunatic tech that, lost my mind. And I remember I was like, I'll be back. I went and we had a tiny little chapel, and I went and sat in there for like 30 minutes. I was like, I don't know if this ghost comes and gets everybody. It's not going to get me in the chapel. So I decided that was the safest place I could be. And again, just finally when I decided to share with the other staff some of the stuff that happened, they, of course, were kind of laughing at me, but all of them were like, ha, 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 that's why we send you every single time we need something over there. I was like, well, I guess I'm the bait. That was my story from when I was just a baby prior to becoming a nurse at River Oaks Hospital in Jackson, Mississippi. I would love to hear your guys' stories. So if you have anything, full moon, spooky stories, graveyard shift, Halloween night, any of that good stuff, reach out to your recruiter or just to Atlas and let us hear about it. We want to know all of the spooky things.